Real interesting about Freaknik. So you got a lot of people, especially a lot of black women, real nervous when this a documentary come out because this is what Tyrone does to you. They out there shaking and dancing and twerking. Tyrone filming. Well, now he gonna use that very footage, that film against you. Fair use. Let's watch.
Reach the end of the show, but before I let y'all go, a lot of noise is being made about this Freaknik documentary. A whole bunch of people talking about whose names and faces and voices and bodies are going to show up on this video from the 90s. And most of the conversation is about whether or not women will be exposed on this documentary, whether people's mamas and girlfriends and wives and daughters are going to show up in a Freaknik documentary. And I hear you. But that's the wrong issue. Look, I was outside in the 90s. I've been to Freaknik as an aspiring young journalist covering the story, of course. And when I was there, I saw what was happening. It's not just about women being half naked. It's not about women's hypersexuality. No, Freaknik is about men ogling, men fondling. Freaknik had a lot to do with male hypermasculinity and sexual violence. Freaknik is a rape fest. It is a sexual assault fest. That's not the only thing going on out there. I'm not trying to demonize or pathologize black people, but if we're talking about the worst parts of Freaknik, it wasn't about the actions of women. It was about the disgusting actions of us men. And so when you watch Freaknik, you don't need to be worried about mama, daughter, sister, girlfriend. You need to be worried about brother, son, husband, or yourself, and whether or not you were engaged in some of the worst parts of patriarchal culture, whether you were part of the worst parts of rape culture and misogyny and sexual violence. When we talk about Freaknik and the way we talk about Freaknik, it's a representation of all the problems we have in a society that always blames women for the actions of men. So don't check the women, check yourselves. All right, everybody, you can.
And you know what? He just said a mouthful right there. So we all know in this documentary, it's going to focus on black women. They're not going to focus on the males. They might say something here and there, but I guarantee you 99.99% is going to show you black women, and they're going to be saying the most horrible things about you. And this is why I tell black women, keep away from these grapes. If I lived in Atlanta, I wouldn't go to any kind of black event. I wouldn't go to no Freaknik, no black picnic, no black nothing, because I know the black males are going to be there. They can't wait to whip up their camera. They're going to be trying to sexually assault you, put hands and feet on you. You know how a lot of these black males do. Like he said, this is the worst of patriarchal culture. You know how these niggas always holler about the patriarchy. Yeah, the same system that they suffer up under. They do a whole lot of damage to women and black girls. So they already, speaking about this documentary, they say it won't be out until sometime next year, but I'm sure they're going to show black women in the worst light. That's the whole goal. Because see, you got a bunch of white girls. You don't remember when they had that Girls Gone Wild and a bunch of other things. You best believe they not gonna make documentary after documentary making black women look like whores and cheap prostitutes. White men, they're not gonna do that to their women. They gonna do that to you, black woman, because this is what the average black man thinks about you. They hate your guts. They don't see you as a human being. They have no love for you. They don't see you as anything that should be respected or protected. But yet you still got a bunch of black women can't wait to run around the Kangs, party, shake, twerk, dance. And I said, wow, you let these niggas film you carrying on like that? So whoever this is in the documentary, well, I guess you'll have to just sit there and explain to your kids and to your husband and to your family. Yeah, that was me long time ago acting the fool because, Tyrone and them, I was trying to show out. I was trying to get some attention from some of these dusties. Well, what can I say? Don't check the women, check yourselves, but they're not going to check the men. What do these black males say? We gonna hold black women accountable. We gonna hold black women accountable. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. And I said, well, why don't you hold yourselves accountable? You heard what this man said. It was nothing but a rape fest, because that's what black male culture is. It is nothing but rape, sexual assault, sexual abuse. You name it. If it's hurting a black woman, they love it. If it's harming a black woman, they love it. If it's humiliating a black woman, they love it. That's black male culture. That's how it goes. And that's all around the world. I don't care if it's here, Jamaica, Africa, for all these foreign black women. Oh, we don't do that in our culture. You're a goddamn lie. Because you just look at the femicide rate in Africa, Jamaica, the Caribbean, wherever they have black males. Well, guess what? Black women are being sexually assaulted, beat, raped, unalived, you name it, at the hands of black males. So let's see how this documentary works out. I'm sure it's going to be really, really bad. So, of course, the apes, they're going to have something to say. I'm sure they're going to be running their mouths as usual. You know how they got all these podcasts, gossiping like a bunch of hoes, you know, O'Shea, Dookie, Jackson, all the rest of these hobgoblins and these ugly gremlins and these trolls. They're going to all have something to say. But I bet you they're not going to talk about how them niggas was trying to rape women. I remember seeing something some time ago, and they had snatched this girl's clothes pretty. She was almost just about naked. A gang of dudes had bum rushed her, and she was standing there howling and screaming. And after that, they said, you know what? We're going to have to cancel Freaknik. It's got too wild, too out of control. You know how these black males, they don't know how to act. So they're not going to talk about the black man. They're going to talk about you, black women. They're going to talk about you. Not the black man. They're going to talk about you. Just let that sink in. It's pretty black, and I'm out.
Hi ladies, it's Yanie and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about this man that went viral all over Twitter, World Star, Instagram. He is a Black MammieSphere red pillar / passport bro.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
/ hashtag POB, which is players only baby. I guess that's like some type of club that he's also a part of. He goes by the name Hollywood James on Twitter, but he ended up going viral because he decided to record himself kicking out a young woman all over the refusal to have intercourse. Now, before we get into this story, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, hit the post notification bell so you are notified for when I upload. And if you're new here, please subscribe. So James ended up going viral on Twitter for blasting a woman by kicking her out of his home late at night and then deciding to upload the video to Twitter. He tweets, "This little thick dark-skinned B I gave a shot to during preseason but ain't want to suck my D, so my D ain't get hard. I gave her another chance today. Things was going good, drinking my wine from Napa. I gave her a massage and eat her. I go to put the rubber on. She like, no, hashtag POB." Then he tweets along with a video where he says, "I put the rubber on. She like, nah, I don't want to F. So I told her to excuse herself. She told me I was rude for putting her out at this time of night. She has to drive to Joliet. I'm like, baby, I'm not a rest haven for HOESs, and you will be more comfortable in your own house. Hashtag POB."
You be careful. Have you a good night. You'll be way more comfortable in your house, baby. You be careful.
So let's. I'm going to talk about this for a hot second here. So this guy wants to see himself as being a high value man or something like that, and you know the problem is that the problem with the whole high value man theory is it doesn't measure character at all. And I believe it was made that way. It was done that way for a reason. They didn't put character in the measurement of a high value man in the Kevin Samuels system because Kevin Samuels didn't have any character. He didn't do anything good for anybody other than if it was by accident. He didn't treat his women good. That's quite apparent. He was pookie. He was a freeloader on his wife. So he made 900, she made 2,400. Guess who was paying the bills? So that's why they left out this whole theory, this whole idea about character. Character is this. This guy, all this guy wanted from this woman was sex, and that's fine. The thing is that he had the nerve and audacity really to actually make himself look bad. He doesn't realize he's doing it, but since he's just talking to a bunch of idiotic dudes himself, they really think that he really thinks he's flossing by doing this. Okay? He really thinks he's flossing by doing this. By putting, oh yeah, I'm putting a woman out. That's a failure, dude. That's a straight up failure. The fact that it got to the point where you had to put somebody out is a failure. The fact that all you wanted was sex, that's a failure. The fact that you called her a B, that's a failure. It shows you that you have some emotional issues you need to get correct. You lost some weight because you were big and over, you were big. Let's just put it that way, okay? Okay, she did you a favor showing up, okay? So, you're lucky. She probably had low self-esteem because right now you're trash. And she gave you a chance even though you're pure trash. That's probably why she changed her mind, is that for some reason there was just something wrong about you. There was something weird about you that she said, you know something, I'm out. I'm out.
Have you a good night. You're way more comfortable in your house, baby.
Then he continues to tweet and he says, this B drunk my $80.
Okay, let me pause that right now. This is a very good, actually, Jay Daniels, this is a good question. Good question. He said, he told this lovely lady to get stepping and he didn't force himself on her. That is, I will give him points for that. Because these days, damn, you know what I mean? What's the problem? The problem is he started filming it, and he did it just very disrespectfully. He called her a B and all this other stuff. Obviously, he didn't have a high regard for her in the first place. So I do give him props for not at least forcing himself on this woman. Who knows what he's done before? But at the same time, the way he behaved was disgusting. He should have just said, I understand, but you got to go. Myself, that's, if he's such a baller, he's got a guest room, just let her sleep in there. Shit. If he's that, mad about it, but no, he has no class. This dude has no class. He never had class. He never went to class. That's how bad he has no class. So that's what I see here. I wasn't supposed to, interrupt Yanie, but let me keep playing her because she says some good things. Right, coming up. I want you to show it because she and Yanie clears it up right here how classless this dude is. Watch.
This B drunk my $80 wine imported from Napa, used my shower, then got a massage.
Imported from Napa. He must be talking about Napa, California. I guess. Let's keep listening. $80 for wine ain't shit. You pay for just for wine out of a grocery store. You paid 20 or 15. Shit.
And I eat some pee from the back, and she thought we was just gonna sleep together. No psych. I put that B straight out. Players only, baby. Girl, this
shit. Kim Lee Moon, I think you're onto something. She saw that little snossage, or what are they? Snossage, and probably said, "Oh, I'm out. Oh no, I'm good. That's probably what she said. Let's keep it going.
a mess. First of all, $80 Napa wine is not impressive. I'm sorry. It's just not.
It is not. Let me get some shout outs out of the way. Ooh, I shoot. All right. We have Prism in the house. We have Gen Z in the house. Camo's in the house. We have Gemini in the house. Chef Vaughn is in the house. Maya's in the house. Alexander's in the house. Jay Daniels is in the house. Andre is in the house. We are about to get down today. Kim Lee Moon is in the house. Let's see, did I miss anybody? I want to make sure I get everybody. Okay, that's everybody. Okay, let's keep it going. Venus Scorpio's in the house. Monica's in the house. Let's keep it rolling.
I'm impressed by that because that's cheap. Also, he tweets and he says, the beat I put out got down on me in October because I came into the season out of shape. But I used to season to get in shape. I'm assuming he used last season to get in shape for this season. He talking about being a player. When I see,
so he's talking like he actually plays sports and he doesn't. When he says being a player, that's the old school version of being pookie, basically. It just sounds a little bit better. Ellen is out in the house. Ellen is in the house. Monica is in the house. So, that's the funny thing, that how Black men, why do we glamorize promiscuity? He obviously didn't have a good he didn't have any respect for the young lady anyway. So he's willing to bring somebody he doesn't respect into his home, which means he doesn't even respect himself. You see how dangerous this can be. In the house, Cindy D, welcome. It's good seeing you.
seen her for the play in, I was in shape and she wasn't in as good of shape as she was in preseason. That's why I was able to get the upper hand. Hashtag POB. Who is this man listening to online? This man too old for this. Gets weirder right here. Right here. So he tweets,
so here he is right here. You can see by the way the suit's hitting, right? You can see that he's still fat. He's really still obese right now. He's better off than he was before. There ain't no muscle behind here. There ain't no muscle there, ladies and gentlemen.
So what is supposed to be preseason? Is that pre-summer? Like, what is preseason supposed to be?
He's trying to make being a player, as far as being a pookie, he's trying to glamorize it into sounding like, he's training to be, some type of athlete or something like that, when actually he's just talking about chasing after women and being a pookie. That's what he's doing. He's just they're trying to see him and his dudes. They're trying to make promiscuity a glamour. What would I call it? Glamorous. They're trying to make it sound glamorous. They're trying to make it sound fly, when really all it is some guys chasing for sex, when he should be really focusing on probably more of himself, really. Because yes, he is in better shape than he was here. He was big here. It's funny how these dudes they talk about women being out of shape, but they still out of shape. Right here, that's her leaving, and I can tell that. Yeah, she's not in the very best of shape, but she's still in better shape than he is right here. So why is he? That's how narcissistic these dudes are. They get on my nerves all day, every day in the house.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? Like, let's see, because that's an awkward picture right there. But when she was walking down the stairs, she didn't look like she just looked like she was shapely. She didn't look like she was like overweight.
Yeah, she looked fine. She looked just fine.
Now this dude, he looked like he aged 20 years on this picture in the blue suit. Like he lost weight and looked like he aged significantly.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, folks. He's not the best looking guy in the world. I mean, I'm not going to say he's butt ugly or nothing, but he's average at best.
He's not even average. That dude look like the pictures look like 20-year difference.
Yeah. Yeah. In the house. Tiff is in the house. Yeah, it's crazy. That's the problem that us black men have had in the past. The biggest thing that gets us into, except for being thirsty, the second worst thing that happens is our ego. Our ego will destroy us. Our ego has made us literally shoot each other. Our ego has made us lose opportunities. So the problem we're having here is that you can tell by the way he's talking about this young lady, he doesn't respect her. But
she didn't. I mean, to be quite honest, she didn't. I don't think that she was feeling him like that anyway. And the thing that they do is they put themselves out. Like, you don't know what was going on in her head. You don't know what was going on. So it could have been, just the moment. Like, she could have rolled over the next morning and gave him some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He was just. He shot himself. Like and like Jay Daniels said, I am glad that she was able to walk out alive, because these dudes will unalive you for stupid stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. He doesn't know that he failed. I mean, he really failed. He showed no patience. I mean, this guy right here, if this gets out, and a prospective date of his sees this, she will walk right out of that.
A woman of quality. These low-level hookers will still get with him and not think anything of it.
Exactly.
Very happy with the work I put in, and I'm going to keep working to get better and better. #players only, baby. Then he tweets, the only thing I hate when I go viral is when folks call my mama and my daddy. Now I can't go to my parents for a couple of months because I don't want to hear them get down on me. But low key, I've been spending too much time with them when I need to be in the office.
Oh my, see what I mean?
I mean, that sounds so silly. So you were up underneath your parents and paying attention to your parents, which people are supposed to do, but now all of a sudden they're dragging you down. Like, you miss me with it.
It's crazy.
When you were fat, when you thought you were fat and ugly, it was okay to be stuck up under your parents, but now all of a sudden you think you own something.
Right.
Man, please, you're not a player. You getting played. You gave out that head and some wine. You didn't have to do anything.
Straight up. I mean, he doesn't, and this is our problem. Fellas, if you are listening in the clouds, don't do this. Don't brag about this situation here. There's nothing to brag about here. This guy looks actually really stupid. But see, this is what happens when you learn from a loser. When you learn from somebody like Kevin Samuels, you start to learn loser traits. It's that simple.
Wait a second. Look how low the bar is. Look how low the bar is for black men. I have a tremendous amount of respect for any man that allows a woman to leave his home with no injuries. That's how low the bar is.
Oh, man, yeah, that is a lot. That is right. That's very low. That's scary low.
That's in the grave. That bar is in the grave. It's just above 6 feet. That bar is like 5 feet below instead of 6 feet below. It's like 5 feet below. Like, you have respect for a man that won't hurt, tremendous respect because a man didn't hurt this woman. As if. So that now they're okay, with, as long as he didn't, he could curse her out and do all other kind of stuff, as long as he doesn't injure her. And see, injury doesn't have to be physical.
Right. No, I mean, I don't. You know something? I'm scared to wonder what he said to her when she was leaving, because I just wonder. William's in the house. William, welcome. Monica's in the house. Prism's in the house. Leia's in the house.
Miss RB is in the house.
Miss RV is in the house.
William Johns.
We just getting things warmed up in here, y'all. But let's keep listening to this for a little bit longer. Then I got more for you.
Tag players only baby. Then he tweets,
wait a minute, Bridget's in the house. I gotta say Bridget
again, and he says, me
BXX.
in Chicago, women just have not been getting along, and it's been like that for years. Now, and Saturday night was an example of it. Hashtag players only. Then some man responded and said, Chicago women are very different. You need to come to Houston, bruh. No, the hell he does not. He need to stay his ass where he is. After reading these series.
Wait, was that him on the sofa? Looking greased up on that with his foot up on that white sofa.
Yeah.
Still looking like he has a fupa himself.
Right.
In that tight gray suit. That gray suit is screaming at the hips. Like, this dude has hips.
That's where he is. After reading these series of tweets, I became highly invested. So I started investigating his Twitter, and that's when I learned that he is a Black MammieSphere member, a red pillar, and he is all.
See, ladies, this is what the MammieSphere dudes have to offer you. They're just sexually obsessed. I mean, for you to post something like this you're not flossing posting something like this on your timeline. You're just telling people how demented you are.
Also a passport bro. So these are the men that they are producing over there in the red pill Black MammieSphere space here on YouTube. A mess. Just a mess. Oh, the foolery continues. So back in February, he also tweeted, my long-haired Colombian bee told me she wants to help me pay for her nursing school by cutting her hair. I told her if she did that, I would send her back to the streets, and I am only with her because of her. And I told her not to worry about her tuition because it's paid. Now let's fast forward to what's going on currently.
Wait. So this guy was sending money to Colombia?
Oh, man.
Wait. So what? He's tricking in Colombia too?
Wait.
Let me read this.
I'm gonna call the crew up for this one. I gotta get the crew up for this one. If anybody wants to come up, feel free.
The link. Let me read that again. My long-haired Colombian bee told me she wants to help me pay for her nursing school. So he's paying for her nursing school by cutting her hair. I told her if she did that, I would send her back to the streets. So he doesn't want her to cut her hair. Apparently she was going to sell her hair to help pay for her nursing school that he's paying for already. And then he says, I am only with her because of her in. Is that in? I told her not to worry, and her tuition was paid. What?
So this is the funny part here. I can't believe he.
Wait, so is he with her? Is he saying he's only with her for her hair?
I guess so. That's how stupid and shallow this dude is. So he is literally pookie and a simp rolled up in one. He is literally a pookie and a simp rolled up in one.
Okay, wait. Let me read some of these comments. Kim Lee Moon says, now he's trying to recover and lie by having a Colombian. This dude is being used to pay for her nursing degree. He thinks he's flexing because she's a long-haired Colombian. Monica says, of course he was sending money to Colombia. It's a player for life, not player. It's a payer. You're a payer for life, not player.
Not a player. He got played. I mean, and it's funny because he thinks he's getting over on women. He really does. Okay. And this woman is playing. She wasn't going to cut her hair.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you how I know he's not about that life. Look, listen to the way that he said bye to the woman when she shaded him and she didn't want to do anything with him. Bye.
Right.
Have a nice night. You be careful.
Right. He only could talk. He could only talk that smack on
exactly,
to his boys.
Exactly.
Yep.
And he's getting dragged all over Twitter. I mean, he's being dragged by men, women. They dragging the hell out of this man. One man tweeted, he said, "So you price dropped some mid-ass wine that you got for free, ? Napa at 80 is not a flex, just FYI." Then another man tweeted, "That's the confusing part. And somehow it's imported. Ninja, you in Chicago. That's not an importation of a $80 bottle Cali." Lord.
Yeah, see, the only thing I was thinking, maybe it's Napa in some other country, right? But no. Man.
I mean, but it's funny because they're freaking corny. These are some cornball dudes. Like goofy. Just downright goofy. Trying to flex on someone.
We would like to thank you for coming to the Nigga Please intro of today's MammieSphere. I was supposed to be through this, but this has gotten funny. So, just keep listening. We got more for you. This is funny to me. This is brought to you by Yanie. Yanie's Real Talk right here. So help her out a little bit too. Well, she don't need help. She got 200,000 people. But anyway, go over there anyway.
Then he responded, 80 is actually a low to mid corkage fee on a dinner wine out there. So it was really weird to see as a flex. Just be nice to people. Shaking my head. Now, ladies, I'm going to wrap it up here because it's a mess. This whole situation is just a mess. Imagine you being out with a man. He looked about 40 in the face. And this is what he's doing at the dinner table. And he wants you to take a photo. These are the type of men that are a part of Black Manosphere, Red Pill, and the Passport Bro movement. And they all have a look. They seem to all have like weirdness, but the bad type of weird. Because I'm weird. I'm weird, but this is the bad type of weird.
Okay, wait. I was looking at the picture on the right. I didn't even see the picture on the left. Like, look at this goofy ninja.
I mean, why would you do something like that? Why would you do something like? I mean, that's crazy.
Wonders why nobody is sleeping with him. Like, are we serious right now? Look at him. What is that?
You know what he kind of looks like to me? He kind of looks like our friend here. Let me what? Where is he? Okay, there we go. Wait. I mean, that's what it looks like to be.
He probably doesn't even have that much rhythm. That's why she got up and left.
Yeah. Let me play a little bit more and then.
It's giving incel behavior. It's giving a man that doesn't have proper social skills and cues. He's been told that the only thing that he needs is money. He doesn't need to work on himself, and that he will get the women that he wants. He will get a long long line of women that he wants because he has money. And it's really sad. And then the interesting thing about men like this, men that
I need to stop this. This is really important. You can get women with money, but you cannot get a woman's respect with just money. You cannot get a substantial relationship with just money. Sooner or later, your personality's got to be on point.
I mean, well, what these ninjas don't understand is that if you're leading with your money, you don't run out of it. If you're leading with your money, don't get mad at a gold digger. If you're leading with your money, don't be mad that she only wants you for your money. Like, that's the bottom line that they don't grasp. They're not grasping that.
Exactly. Let me keep it going here.
are a part of the Black MammieSphere, Red Pill, and Passport Bro space and community. They feel so entitled to women. They feel so entitled to a woman's time and energy that he set up here and he blamed the entire city of Chicago of women for why he gets the results that he gets when dealing with women over actually reflecting on his behavior and how he carries himself. Because just based off of these tweets and all the stuff that this man has posted to his Twitter, he is the problem. And this is why he is part of the Passport Bro movement, because the only way he could truly get some play is that he would have to go overseas and get finessed. And it's just really that simple. This entire thing is a mess. This is what the Black MammieSphere is producing out here in these streets. And then they have the audacity to try to fearmonger women from being single. It's insane. What woman in their right mind would want to deal with a man like this that's not getting paid? No woman. Not one. Not one. He needs to go back to the laboratory. He needs to start working on himself. He needs to start working on his social cues. He needs to learn how to socialize. He needs to learn how to talk to women. He needs to learn how to treat women. And then part of his issue, because like I said, for that woman, for him to kick her out like that in the middle of the night, the fact that this woman did not want to have intercourse with him is giving red flag. It's giving shrimp little, okay? It seems like he may have a little shrimp, in them pants, because, girl, you want to tell me that you had this woman in your house late at night. She had a spend the night bag. You gave her some wine. You ate her out, and then it got to the point of intercourse, and she said no. She backed out. It's giving shrimp little. That's what it's giving. It's giving something.
Yeah. I'm there. I'm there with that. That's the only option. That's the only really answer and option there, because it was there. She didn't like what she saw. Maybe it might be he might have stunk too. We never thought about that.
That is like the hygiene. Maybe he had some. It looked like it was infected with something. Like we just don't know what it was.
Yeah, he might have smelled of infection. That's for sure. She said no. She made that call. She made that call, and that's what you got to do.
And again, we don't know what it was, and she could have very well just not wanted to do it then and rolled over in the morning. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah, that just shows a lack of character and patience. So let's see. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
So I was talking to one of my girlfriends who's actually, she owns a senior home.
This is powered by T-Salt, by the way.
And because I really want to open one, so me and her always talking back and forth about little stuff. And she was saying that the population in one of her nursing homes in New York, I think she was like, it's men between the ages of 47 to like 58, and some like what you said in the comments. And I was like, I wonder why. She said a lot of them never took care of their kids, so they end up getting real sick, stroke, heart attacks, or whatever, and they can't function. So they had to go to nursing homes because they didn't do right.
An example of this sad phenomenon is this older man who knew he was dying soon and finalizing his will by offering $300,000 to a woman for the chance to die on top of her. Clearly, he has no wife or meaningful relationship with a woman, and he probably spent most of his life unable to commit to a woman because he thought she was a gold digger. Now he's dying alone and desperate for a woman. And now on his deathbed, he's willing to pay.
I just got off the phone with the Lord, and he told me that I need to get my house in order. And so, ladies, I'm currently trying to put my last will and testament together. And you can get into the comments, but my question is there anybody out there, and I'm gonna leave it to you in the insurance policy, is any of the ladies out there that's willing to let me down on top of them for about...
You heard him. Oh man. Okay.
You gotta rewind that and play it loud.
Yeah. Oh man.
And I'm gonna leave it to you in the insurance policy. Is any of the ladies wait. Trying to put my last will and testament together? And you can get into the comments, but my question is there anybody out there, and I'm gonna leave it to you in the insurance policy, is any of the ladies out there that's willing to let me down on top of them for about $300,000 worth of insurance money? I just need to know if you're willing to let me down on top of you.
Oh man. I mean, talk about get a dog and die alone. He ain't even got a dog. The dog probably left him. I mean, if you are going to talk smack, talk that Kevin Samuels freeloading off his wife, $900 a month, while the wife was making $2,400 a month, talk. You're going to talk that talk? This is the results. This is the results right here. Get a dog and pay to die alone. That's amazing to me. In the house, Flawless is in the house. Welcome, Flawless. In the house. Tam is in the house. Welcome, Tam. I mean, that's pretty bad. And I think the scary thing is what? How old is he? He's like
probably 80 something years old, if not 90.
I don't think he's that old. I don't think he's that old.
What?
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Let's find out.
Wait. Mia said the same thing I said. She said, "How do we know you're gonna die?" Like,
well, yeah, really. I mean, how is he gonna time that?
I need you on the critically ill list. Like, I need you, I need to hear from the doctor that says, actually I can tell because of, my work, but yeah. No, I'm just going to need confirmation. Like, I need your vitals to be low. I need you not to be no urine output. Like, I need to know that you're like on really going to go. And then I still want to see the will with the 2 signatures, and I need to take it to a lawyer to make sure it's valid before
I I hear that. I mean, in the house, Strum is in the house. I mean, this is sad and sad because basically what he's asking is to die the way that Kevin Samuels died, with the stranger, which is alone. That's what he's at, and he's willing to pay $300,000 for it. That's crazy.
And you know what he said? He's gonna leave it in an insurance policy. This man cannot get in order to get a $300K insurance policy, he has to be worth a lot of money first, and secondly, he has to pass a physical to get that type of life insurance. So it's likely, I mean, if we're being realistic, it's likely he won't even be able to get that kind of insurance policy. So he's setting some little silly woman up for failure if she goes for it.
Yeah, and something. I think he's just. I think he's probably been a hustler all his life, and this is his last gasp, right here, his last chance.
300,000. Hey, holler at me to comment.
The reason most Black men will die alone is because they aren't married, and most Black men aren't in their children's lives. And isn't it ironic that the person who coined the phrase "buy a dog and die alone" actually died alone? Just think that if Kevin Samuels didn't die, but was actually admitted to the hospital instead and had to go into hospice care, with all his delusional high-value standards, who would visit and take care of him? His mother?
Yeah, that right there tells you everything you need to know about getting a dog and die alone. It's funny out there, that there are people who support Kevin Samuels so much. They support him to the utmost. Some even make money off of him. Let's see what this lady has to say right here. Let's see what this lady right here has to say about Kevin Samuels. I mean, she is going to say some glowing things about him because he made this all happen, right? Which is funny to me how, they blamed her, which they should, doggone it. Yeah, because she's a sick idiot. But it's funny how everybody left Kevin's, for this travesty in the MammieSphere, they left Kevin out of their mouth. It's interesting. But let's see what she thinks about Kevin.
With or trust Kevin Samuels' message about relationships?
My biggest criticism of Kevin Samuels, he constantly is preaching to tell people to get married, stay married, get back with the mother of your kids, whatever. But he's only been married for 3 years. And I know he put out a video recently saying, oh, well, you wouldn't, nobody ever asked if Steve Harvey was married. But personally, I've listened to a lot of Steve Harvey, and I thought the same thing. I thought it was ironic that he was giving out advice after being divorced twice or one time. This stuff happens all the time.
Remember, this is coming from somebody who got ran through. This woman you see on the screen, she got ran through. Okay? And this is where the hypocrisy starts. It's like people forget many of these mammies, their basic core is hypocrisy. This is the same person that you're seeing on here who has sex parties. Okay? Allegedly, she has sex parties, and yet she wants to disrespect Black women, saying, oh, yeah, you're 304s, whatever, whatnot. And she's she's a 304 on steroids, in my opinion. Let me just put it that way. Let me keep it going here. We're going to get through her quickly because, quite honestly, I'm getting bored of her, and I think you are too. So let's keep this going.
So sometimes I'm a little bit skeptical just because, personally, I would never go to a dentist with bad teeth, right?
Okay, she went to a dentist with bad teeth. Okay, it's bad enough that guys were giving Kevin Samuels super chats. I mean, for $100, $300, whatever. This person right here bought one of Kevin Samuels' scam classes. Let that sink in. Let the hypocrisy sink in deep. Let the hypocrisy sink in deep. While other guys were paying them $100, $50, $5, $10, $20, $500 every once in a while, she paid him $5K or some amount for a class. So she went to a class of a man she did not even respect. Okay. She went to a class of a man she did not respect.
But wait, DJ. It's not even about her going to the class. It's about the men that listen to her and know that she's only doing it for money. And she's milking them. And they're so ignorant, they're still laying up under her, enveloping behind, because they think that by proximity, it makes them something.
Right. This is a testament to how bad the Black Manosphere is that she is the leader of it. And it's not that, believe it or not, it's not that she's Caucasian. That's not the problem. The problem is how she became.
No, the problem is she is. No.
Wait, hold on 1 second. The problem is this. It's how she became the manager of the Black Manosphere. It's the epitome of why Black men we are where we are. This is a very important point. If this does not tell you how we got where we are now, nothing else will. It's not the Black woman. It's not the Black woman did not endorse this chick. Okay? You guys made it clear this is what you wanted.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to an overweight doctor. I think it's really important to go to people that are actually practicing what they preach rather than like telling you what they preach.
And what did she do? She went to a guy who practiced being a pookie and preached being a freeloader with a greasy old leaky BMW, didn't pay his rent on time, and she went to him. What does that tell you? Oh, man. Gemini, what are your thoughts?
I think nothing of her. Like, literally think nothing of her. But they obviously did. And she's a grifter. And she's just milking them for everything that they have. And when she's done, she's going to do like a lot of white women who use Black men for status and move on.
Exactly. So I want her to stay in the Black Manosphere. And the reason why is because every time her pasty face shows up, talking disrespectfully, talking about Black women, your women, Black men, your women, Black women, when she talks about your women, okay.
Wait, what women? Wait, whose women?
They're our women.
No, they you can't take ownership over Black women. That's the thing. They don't. Black men don't have Black women. Like
no, but they think they do.
Yeah.
You know. So the thing is this. The funny thing is this: is that it's funny that Black men will allow other races of people or other cultures of people to disrespect their own women. Many of wars have started from non-Black nations because a man had disrespected another man's woman or woman as far as their culture, because they know that those women of that culture are the ones who breed life into their whole culture. So,
but we know Black men don't have that type of honor. They don't have that type of respect. They only respect themselves, and that's only so much. It's right. They even only respect themselves so much. It's obvious by what they allow and what they do to themselves that they have no respect for themselves, and therefore they don't have any respect for the people that birthed them either.
All right, let me get some shout outs out of the way. Heathen Queen is in the house. You Can't Get Laid is in the house. Jazz Lover is in the house. Henry Mars is in the house. Her Square is in the house. Miss RV is in the house. Camo's in the house. Andre's in the house. Jay Daniels in the house. All right. Maya is in the house. Bridget is in the house. I thank everybody for coming through. Let's keep this rolling.
You know, telling you what to do. Because what I've found is there's so many people that just want to tell you what to do, and they don't actually want to give you the advice that's helped them. I don't know.
Boom.
It made me feel some type of way when I found out that he'd been married for like 3 years total in his entire life. And he's trying to preach all this stuff about how to make a marriage work.
Just to be clear, she's talking about your boy, Kevin Samuels, fellas. All those out there in the clouds, she's talking about your boy right here. You love her, though. You love the hell out of her.
Like that. That's kind of weird to me.
This next clip is O'Shea Duke Jackson's reaction.
Okay, we don't even have to go into O'Shea. We don't even have to go into that fool. That's what self-hate does to you. You are literally, you guys made it happen. MammieSphere, you made it happen. You literally hired somebody who is disgusted with you. Need I play that clip over one more time? No, you can just rewind it. You can just rewind it. Jazz Lover says, it's unfortunate some of the male leaders didn't step up when the opportunity presented itself. Yep. Everyone is playing catch up. She is only regurgitating what she has heard others say. Exactly that. Oh my God. You know something, Jazz Lover? I am so glad you brought that up. In the house, 44 under. We are about to, oh my God, we are about to get into this right now. We are about to get into this right now. Listen to this. Listen to this. Clips powered by T-Salt today, y'all. T-Salt, we got T-Salt in the house. We got Yanie in the house. Not in the house, but they Clips is in the house. I need to give them credit. Here we go. All right. A thief, a person who steals another person's property or ideas, especially by stealth and without force or violence. Check this out. Give me, oh, by the way, subscribe, like and subscribe here, and also like and subscribe on T-Salt's channel. Here we go.
Why is it okay for women to feel entitled to being protected and provided for, but it is wrong for men to feel entitled to sex and intimacy?
Why is it okay for a woman to feel entitled to be protected and provided for, but it's wrong for a man to feel entitled to sex and intimacy?
Why are there some women who shame men for being horny when testosterone is a male hormone?
Why must men put up with female hormones being emotional and crazy, but women can't put up with male hormones being horny?
When someone commits a crime, do you blame the criminal or do you blame society?
When somebody commits a crime, do we blame the criminal or do we blame society?
Well, if a woman is attacked in public and a man is attacked in public, who do you think is more likely to be rescued?
If a woman and a man are attacked in public, who is more likely to be rescued?
When was the last time you apologized?
Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? Here we go. Let's keep it going.
What's the last thing that you apologized for?
Do women have a right to be afraid of men when 80% of all violent crime is done by men?
Do women have a right to be afraid of men when 80% of violent crime is done by men?
How is that different than fearing certain races based on statistical data?
How is that different than fearing certain races because of statistical data?
Why is it okay for women to be sexist but not racist?
Why do you think it's okay for women to be sexist but not racist?
Why is it when a man...
You see where I'm going with this, right?
She's so bland. Like, she's so bland. There was no emphasis, no inflection, nothing that made her questions even like who would want to answer her questions? There's nothing. She added nothing to that. Like this guy, at least he had a little charisma. You know, there was tone inflection in his tone. He sounded interested in the answer. This chick just repeated word for word what this guy is saying with nothing, like with no vigor, nothing, no vibrancy.
Literally word per word. I mean, she didn't even make it her own or anything. That's what's funny. This is who you chose to be your leader, Black Manosphere. She literally doesn't have an idea of her own, but she's running you niggas. I mean, you have to admit, look, guys, take the L, just take it.
Man cheats, he's a cheater, but when a woman cheats, it's because she's not satisfied.
Why is it that when a man cheats, he's a cheater, but when a woman cheats, she's not satisfied in the relationship?
Who takes more accountability, men or women, and why?
Women. Who takes more accountability, men or women?
Men. Why is male sexuality so stigmatized?
Why do you think male sexuality is so stigmatized?
So if a guy cheats, can he blame society?
And so if a guy cheats, can he blame society?
Would you agree that the best means
I mean, do you really need to hear more? I mean, this is the epitome, really, of the MammieSphere right here. Taking talking points and then spreading the exact same talking points all around the world. The same ones. The same ones. Man.
Let me read some comments. Monica says she doesn't have to come up with an original thought. She is even more successful than KS. And Kitten says, Monica, I believe it. They have tried everything they could to humble Black women, and it always backfires. It's really pathetic. And Henry says, because certain Black men don't think further than the tip of their nose or the tip of their something else. I added that part.
Let's see what she. Okay, here's one last one. This is going to go real short. Here we go.
Particular individual struggled with her weight, and instead of doing something about it, she blamed it on me.
Hi, she's talking about me. So Hannah and I were friends from 2002 pre-K until last year when I stopped being friends with her. I'll show you pics. So that was 2005. And this was in 2016 when we.
Look at that. That is feminine and submissive, if you ask me. Fellas, there's your femininity right there. There's your femininity right there. Look at that. Legs all wide like a dude.
She looks like a dude on that picture. Like,
I mean,
there is nothing feminine about that. Absolutely nothing feminine about that picture. Like, from far distance, I would think that was a guy in the picture with the girl.
Yeah, and she's way cuter up here. She's way cuter. I mean, I can see how she got married. You can see how she didn't get married. Okay, she has a husband. This young lady up here, she has a husband. Now she gained some weight, but she still has a husband. Okay, look at her. What was that? Everybody there? Check 1, 2.
It's still going. The video just went out.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. So anyway, I see somebody get okay. So anyway, that's pretty much the point there. Let me play some more.
Wait, I think the universe just didn't want us to look at her anymore.
No, they might be trying to close me down, folks. They might be trying to close. They don't want you to see this. They don't want you to see this. They don't want you to see the real. They don't want you to see the real. You know? Let's keep it going.
We lived together. So in the beginning of her video, she's talking about our last conversation we had a year ago in March, where I confronted her about talking about women's bodies and their weight and all that cuckoo bird shit she talks about. And I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And no, she defended it all. So I was like, okay, we're done. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Just kidding. And I still get videos of hers sent to me from people in high school I haven't talked to in forever, being like, is this your friend? Do you defend that? And I have to be like, no, cut her off a year ago. And she...
Let me make it clear here. This is what's going down. You're seeing why she's not in the Caucasian or non-Black manosphere. They think she's creepy. Her own people, think she's creepy, crappy. That's why and that's what even makes it worse for Black men, for us. You guys accepted her like she's a queen. That literally another race's leftover. Literally another race's leftover. Okay. And you're just all oogling over her. Oh my God. I mean, holy moly. I can't believe, I can't believe it. I'm still shocked. I am still shocked that she all fell for the banana in the tailpipe. This is her friend on the screen. And she's no longer her friend because that's how bad Pasty Pearly is. That's how bad. That's how bad she is. And you guys are you guys, Obsidian is just, I mean, I something, yes, I roast Obsidian, all day, every day. But it really is to me degrading to see a Black man behave like he does. It is bringing back that 50s vibe. That's why I made my videos about him like that. That Yeza Massa, the era of Yeza Massa. The era of Yeza Massa. Oh my God, he brought it back. I can't believe it. I mean, look, a so-called leader of the Manosphere bowing to a leftover. You need to understand that's what's going on here. You guys are bowing to a leftover. She's not, all the tape is there to see. From her Me Too videos, okay, her Me Tooing people, getting people fired, getting a concierge fired, okay? You don't think she'll do it again? You don't think she'll do it again? She is a proud Karen. We all know what Karens do to Black men. Some get them killed. Some get them attacked. They all take them to court. Okay? That's what you're dealing with, fellas. That's what you're dealing with. But let's keep it going to another person that is a mammy. This is what she has to say. And here we go. This person is just as bad as Pearly. The surprise is on. She's just as bad as Pearly. The only difference is that she gets to hide behind her skin and she's not nearly as dangerous. Here we go.
Thought that Pookie and Ray Ray was basically the young man or men that were like in the projects that had several kids, didn't care about working, just didn't care, very nonchalant, had no desire to do a whole lot. Women would take care of them. And they just were degenerates. I thought that's...
Welcome, the unsolicited security boss. I will actually renamed her the bottom B. And you know what B stands for? Bottom bees were women that helped groom young girls and other women for prostitution. Why am I bringing this up when she's on a panel that's supposed to be caring about Black women? Because of this.
For 5 days and then go back. So that's not.
We all know he's King Pookie. Do we not? If you believe Austin Holloman is King Pookie, please type a 1 in the chat. Please type a 1 in the chat if you think Austin Holloman is a King Pookie. I will wait. Listen to what she's doing right here. Here we go.
Even what my channel's about.
Number one, the most obvious benefit of being in Brazil dating versus the United States is women do not hesitate coming back home with you. It is unbelievably easier to get. If you're in Brazil and you have not had intercourse in a long time, I'm sorry to tell you as a man, that's more than likely your fault. There's got to be something wrong with you. The women here do not weaponize it against you like they would in the States. Meanwhile, in the States, y'all have blue balls and y'all are over here, offing yourselves and depressed, doing school massacres. And that could all be more than likely if dudes would get what they wanted, that could be different. But sorry to tell you, on the States,
if dudes could get what they wanted.
Yeah, that part.
Now, let me break something down. What dudes should be wanting is an education, a career, okay, self-enlightenment. But he's not talking about that. He ain't talking about that. No. This woman is talking this. Listen to what this woman is talking about right here. I am showing you the maximum level of hypocrisy one can achieve.
That's what Pookie was, right? Mm-hmm. But when people kept saying it, I'm like, this not making sense, y'all. I mean, they call Derrick Jackson a Pookie. I'm like, wait a minute. No. And then I noticed that, like you just said, Trill, all women like this man with this edge on it. And you decide I got to have a little bit of that to have that edge. So I'm like, wait a minute. So is Pookie really the face of the community now, or
no?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. 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 He's the face of the community. He's the face of the community right now. This is a MammieSphere leader right here. And you defended him to the tooth, even though let me remind you, everyone, that this video you're looking at, this part of the video you're looking at right now, she knew about. This was before she interviewed him. Let's keep going for one more second here.
But in Brazil, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. That's number one.
I think I'm leading by example. I'm not going back.
He's leading by example. By being a Pookie, okay, by using women, whether they wanted him to use them or not, he is a leader. In the house, May is in the house, Siobhan is in the house, Camo's in the house, Andre's in the house, Cindy's in the house, Henry Mars is in the house, Big Cap is in the house, Act Natural Under Pressure is in the house, Jay Daniels is in the house, Tomas is in the house, I mean, I need to make this clear to you. Why is it that us Black men pick the worst men and the worst women to be our leaders? I mean, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. It's like we're picking the worst. It's like you go to a grocery store, then you rummage through some nice healthy apples, and then you picking up the rotten ones and putting them in your basket. What's going on here? Look, she is here with him. She is defending him against her. I don't know what to say. I mean, where are we? I thought Black men were supposed to be logical and Black women were supposed to be emotional, but I don't see much logic in this right now. I don't see much logic, going on right now. Let me keep it going for a second.
Okay, I understand. Now, you stay in certain amount of days in Thailand and then going to Philippines and then going to another country. So that's tourism.
Got him! Got him!
Okay. I mean, expats is someone that stays for a longer period of time and works in a place. That's the way I see it. As I work.
Yeah, that place was Brazil. And if you go look at my community posts, I was still living in Brazil, and I was going to bring content from at least 11 countries while I still had a place in Brazil. But since this happened, now I'm just going to jump around and do content. And then whenever I get through going to my places, then I'll find somewhere to live again. Because I wanted to live in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me put it this way.
Yeah, now I need to clear this up real quick. I know this is old, but a lot of Austin fans were trying to say that, well, they didn't force him out of Brazil. He can't even go back there. He doesn't know if he's going to be either shot or arrested, So yeah, they don't want him in Brazil. Let's clear that up. I saw some weird video about, they left him in Brazil. Nope, they don't. They don't.
I am not hating on passport bros. Please, I'm making that clear. I'm not. But I am, and I'm not American. I'm not in the United States. I don't have that culture. I am someone outside, looking at it from the outside, how this could affect other cultures, how the behavior of men traveling and just dating women.
Let me pause this for a second. Cap says, DJ, you should step up to the plate and lead, since all the people that are so-called leadership position is leading us off a cliff. I would love to, but Big Cap, that the problem is they want to be led off a cliff. They want to be led off that cliff. They want to be led off that cliff because they think at the bottom of the cliff is uncountable amounts of sex and access to women. That's what they think is at the bottom of the cliff. But I wish I could help them. We can't. That ain't gonna happen. So anyway, let's keep it going.
Not doing anything else because they're not getting married. They're just dating women, which is fine. I'm saying it's fine, but this is spreading American culture to these other cultures. I'm just trying to protect, and just like Miss Security Boss is doing it for the American women, I want other women outside of the United States to understand that if what you really want is to get married, take care of themselves from men that come to these countries with the intention that have a good time, date, but not marry. Because at the end of the day, we want to get married too. And I'm not for papers, not for none of these things. It's just what women want. And I'm not saying you, but remember, and that's why I ask you, it could have a positive impact or a negative. Why? Because you may have your goals clear, which I respect, but there is men out there that are listening.
Okay, let me fast forward a little bit.
They're going to be men. They're going to do what they want to do. Women that you want them to preserve themselves and, you know, be careful with that. We got to talk to the women. Men are going to be men. They're going to do what.
Look, she's not even trying to fix. She's not even trying to help anybody. Men are going to be men. So what she's telling you is that men that are trash are going to be trash.
What they want to do. So we really do have to talk to the men, and he's going to tell you again too, I know, but as far as his situation in Brazil, it seems like it was made up.
Okay. Wait. The government doesn't start an investigation on something that's just made up.
Exactly. This is, but here she is. She's kind of like a double agent for women. Here she is trying to act like she's defending.
I think they meant Tyrone and Jason. I don't think they meant.
Never heard that before. Never heard Tyrone and Jason. But my thoughts are, I just thought that when you say something like that about a man, you're talking about a guy that's probably living, like I said, living in the projects, and there was just not a whole lot of expectations of that person.
Nope, not at all.
Go ahead, Gemini, break it down for since she doesn't seem to know. Why don't you break it down for her, since for everybody, what a pookie is?
A pookie and a ray ray is a mindset. You can be a pookie and be a lawyer. You can be a pookie and be a doctor. Pookie is a mindset. Someone who doesn't care about anybody else or care about the people that surround them, and they're destructive. They can be emotionally destructive as well as physically destructive. But it doesn't take, it's not a socioeconomic status, nor is it an educational level status.
So basically my conclusion of indisputable security boss is that she's not trying to secure anything except for the bag for herself. She's a hypocrite to the utmost. I mean, out of all the men she chose to defend, she chose the man that was the most promiscuous out of all of the men. Let that sink in. Let it sink in deep. Now, next Mammie in line, let's see what she got to say. Her and Chantelle, this is a hint. Her and Chantelle are going back and forth. They're going back and forth because I guess they don't like each other. Let's see what these two mammies got to say about each other. Let's go into it right now.
If I have a Pookie and Ray Ray, or
so what if I'm here for the bag? So what if I'm with a Pookie and Ray Ray, nigga? Huh? Wait a minute.
With content creators who identify themselves a part of the MammieSphere, because we get too caught up in this label. So what if I'm here for the bag? So what if I have a Pookie and Ray Ray or whatever?
This is what, it's not so what, Chantelle, and I'll tell you why. Black women, because Black women vote a lot more than Black men do, made it possible for you to come to this country. They made it possible for you to come to this country from wherever you were from. And you returned the favor, which was a pretty big freaking favor, by insulting them daily. What is wrong with your soul? What happened to you to make this happen? I really honestly want to know what happened in your early 20s that made you come to this conclusion. You are a broken vessel. Okay? I don't agree with Courtney on much, if anything. Okay? But I do agree that you are a broken vessel. How much of the community, she's not even from the community. She's not even from the community. How much, if she was though, right? How much of the community are you willing to sell out? Are you willing to sell out? Are you willing to sell out for your culture? I never hear her talking about Jamaican culture at all. Let me keep it going.
Whatever. I come on and I say, I'm sharing my perspective, I'm sharing my story, and I'm saying, hey, they encourage me to go to school, they encourage me to get a
So what? So what?
to be having panels talking about, oh, is she fake? Is she trying to be in the MammieSphere? She's stealing her talking points. If we cannot just see,
yeah, she's fake. Fake ass. You know what? You know what? Patricia's in the house. Prism's in the house. Monica's in the house. Andre's in the house. Deontay's in the house. Let's keep it going.
see how juvenile that
there is a possibility I may never get married only because of how my upbringing was. So that's why I share my story so young girls don't have to repeat my mistakes.
What are your mistakes? That's what I want to know. You don't tell anybody. I mean, what good is telling? So repeat on your mistakes. This is why she's full of crap, why she's a fraud. Because for people to understand where she's coming from about her mistakes, she would need to tell us about her mistakes. Was she a 304? You know, was she evil? Was she what? What are your mistakes? You didn't say anything. So basically, these poor fools out here in the MammieSphere, weak-minded fools, are following another fraud. Another fraud. Let's keep it rolling.
This is Chantelle Simone when she first came to the space. Now remember, she said there's no chance that she's gonna get married. Let's go.
Real quick, let me ask you: would you trade your bachelor education for a husband right now?
Most definitely.
Okay, and what? And this second question: what is stopping you from getting a husband right now? Literally.
What is stopping you from getting a husband right now?
Wait a minute. Pause it, please, please. See the ignorance. Would you trade your bachelor's of education for a husband? Number one, since anybody that would say yes is a fool, and any man that would ask you a question like that is a double fool.
Right.
Because why would you need to trade an education? They're asking you to trade education for a man. Listen to this. This is insane. This is
exactly.
only a black man would ask you such asinine, stupid questions. Who in their right mind would go in public and ask a woman something like that? You will never hear any man of any other demographic ask such a stupid question.
All right, Afro, you can speak. You know what the topic is. Let's keep it on topic.
Peace, family. Hello. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing well.
Yes. And with all due respect, we must acknowledge that there are competent women and there are competent men. And yes, you are right. No woman should have to trade her education for a competent man. In fact, a competent man will respect a woman's education, especially if she is a competent woman.
Well said. Let's see what else they have to say here in this video.
I know you got hella students. I mean, come on now. I'm like, you got hella even on this chat right now. What is stopping you right now from having a husband? You probably got 3 proposals a week.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'm intentionally, but I'm just waiting on the date.
She was waiting on the date. So she, back then, whenever that was, she was technically saying she's engaged. And as we all know, she ain't married right now. So somebody turned her away recently. Why should any woman want to take advice from a woman who failed recently? Now, it could be different if she was saying, you know something, I was a B, I was mean to him and I didn't appreciate him. But she's not. She hasn't said that. It's still, I mean, and that's really her best and only play. She came here from somewhere else and disrespected the people who very well got her into the country. In the house, Sherelle Jasper in the house. Welcome, Sherelle. Act Natural Under Pressure. Maya's in the house. Siobhan's in the house. Camo's in the house. Kim Lee Moon is in the house. Cindy D is in the house. Jay Daniels is in the house.
I wanted to address a comment by Jay Daniels. 9% of Black women make over 75K. Marriage does offer a guarantee. It guarantees you will get a divorce if the bride is Black. You're guaranteed to get a divorce if the husband is Black. And the lifetime earning of the Black man is 43.5K. So I'm just trying to figure out why it is that these ninjas always want to compare themselves to women as opposed to compare themselves to other demographic of men. Why don't they ever put in the chat that they make over what Hispanic men make, or that their marriage rate is higher than Hispanic men, or how about that, you know, their income is higher than white men, or they have more, they're married more often than white men. I'm just confused about why they seem to want to always compare themselves to Black women, but yet they're the leaders. And leaders usually compare themselves with other leaders, do they not?
Exactly.
But actually, we can compare ourselves to other groups of men. It's not a problem. Hispanic men. Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic men tend to flee their nations of origin much
What
more
does
than
that have to do with America, sir? We're talking about America. I'm not talking about other countries of origin at all. I'm talking about America. How are
Hispanic men?
How are Black men faring against Hispanic men in America?
Yes, can I respond to that, please?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, can I respond without being cut off? It'll be very brief.
Go ahead and speak, or you can just, not speak. Go ahead.
I'm being respectful. These Hispanic men that you speak of, as you stated, they are Hispanic, meaning that they are of foreign origin. They fled their countries instead of fixing their countries. African American men, many of us are degenerate, but we flee the U.S., we flee our country much less than Hispanic men do. This is a documented fact. Additionally, Hispanic men are eating off of African American men's tax revenue through
They're
DACA
eating
and
off
foreign
of
aid.
everybody's tax revenue, sure. It's not just yours. Like,
Exactly.
Is there a special Black tax revenue?
Oh, did you miss that part? That means that they are
Did you
eating.
miss the part that I said that there is no special Black tax revenue?
Well, miss, that's my point. You're proving my point. Hispanic men are
Hispanic
receiving.
men are building businesses. Hispanic men are starting businesses. Hispanic men own more businesses than Black men.
All right, can I respond, miss? You said you wouldn't cut me off.
Well, when you make sense and when you actually compare yourself to other demographic of men,
we are. Let's stay on the comparison to Hispanic men.
With quantifiable data.
Yes.
You've
I'll
not
give you an
listed
example.
anything quantifiable yet.
Yes, man. Quantifiably, African American men have given exponentially more money in the form of tax revenue to DACA and foreign aid.
How much?
Well, literally, if you don't cut me off, it's literally an accumulation of trillions of dollars that African Americans have given to Hispanic men and women through DACA and foreign aid. None of this tax revenue has been reciprocated back to African Americans. Let's talk
can
about
I speak for 1 second? Can I speak for
Yes,
1
sir.
second?
Yes, sir.
This is not the topic, so we're going to stop.
I mean, all right. She asked me to compare me to other men, so we
No,
were
because
doing it.
no, the thing is that she was pretty clear that she was referring to Hispanic men in the United States.
That's my point. When I brought up
Okay,
DACA, that's in the U.S.
But then you made a comparison about Hispanic men coming from other countries to come here.
Coming to the U.S., correct?
Right. We're not talking
means
about
that-
them.
that's
We're not
in the
talking about
US.
them. We're talking about who's here.
That's what I'm saying. They came here, so they're here now.
Sir, again, just as Henry Mars has already said, he doesn't even know that Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and California were formerly owned by Mexico.
All right, can I respond to
So
that,
a lot
please?
of people aren't even immigrants that you're calling Hispanic. So no,
But actually,
not at
no.
all.
Mexico stole that land.
We're moving
Mexico,
forward.
but
We're
Mexico.
moving forward.
Back for further commentary.
When I read this, all I could think about was that one segment of May's Vault where I'm going to tag her, where she went around the street asking women different questions. And I'm going to just play this clip and you guys tell me what you see. Okay? And go.
Is money to you in a relationship? it's important. It's not that big of a deal. So you'll be with a broke person. No money. You have to try. And you give them an allowance in the meantime? I'm not gonna lie. I do a whole bunch of stupid shit when I'm in love.
Not important at all. I feel like them being in a relationship with me, I could get them to where they need to be. So that money's not a problem.
Go, ride or die. I know I'm not one for sure. I will never ride or die, but we have to ride.
How important is money to you in a relationship? It's everything. If you don't have any money, then it's just what's the point?
Ooh. Wait, I thought black women were supposed to be the gold diggers. What? Wait a minute. What was going? Wait a minute. Wait, let me go back a little bit because let me go back here.
Being in a relationship with me, I could get them to where they need to be. So that money's not a problem.
Wow, she's gonna ride or die for her brother right there. Let's see.
Ride or die. I know I'm not one for sure. I will never ride or die, but we have to ride.
How important is money to you in a relationship? It's everything. If you don't have any money, then it's just what's the point?
Wow. That was interesting. Let me keep it going a little further.
Ooh.
This is by the way, this is brought to you by Cynthia G. Let's keep it going.
It's not the number one thing, but I'm not gonna lie, like it's kind of important, but you don't have to have a lot of money, but at least have a plan to work towards getting money. Like don't just be a bum ass dude sitting at home doing nothing. You're not giving nobody no allowances. Hell no.
I don't know if you guys picked up what I was putting down, right? Because when I saw that video for the first time, all I can think about was, wow, what are the odds that every black girl said that money doesn't matter to her when it should? At what point did we start making black women feel like they should expect less of men and also get treated worse and be told that they're too bossy and if that's bossy and masculine, do not even come talk to Arab girls. Please don't do it. Save yourself the embarrassment, okay? Because you'll be clowning around if you're gonna come up in here, waste my time, and tell me that, oh, can you pay this for me and that for me? No, sir, get it together. For the love of everything, get it together. And you know who's even worse about that? White woman. You heard what she said. And by the way, she's not like a one-off. No, they expect more from their men. They'll be the ones that are like, I'm gonna stay at home now. So you need to go home, you need to go and figure it out. While black girls are like, yeah, I'll have 2 jobs, I'll have 3 jobs. We'll hustle together. And the men will still have the audacity to be like, yeah, they're just too bossy for me. They're just too masculine. They're not really giving me feminine energy vibes. Sir, if you want a woman, no matter who you are, to give you that feminine vibe around you and be there, the healing feminine energy in your life, then you need to show up and step up as the masculine energy and be the boss. Because you know why she's having to be bossy? Because you're not stepping up. Okay? Very passionate about this. This is just BS. It's excuses.
Okay, so
all right.
Which she said, why do we make black women feel that way? And the crazy part is nobody makes black women feel that way except for black men and other black women.
True. Called Mammies.
Exactly.
Welcome to the stage,
Right.
Heathen Queen.
Hi. Hey, you hear me?
Sure can.
Peace, family.
Oh,
We
okay.
can hear you.
Why exactly is it that we should feel ashamed when we want provisions and other races of people, women, don't feel ashamed for asking for provisions? I never hesitate to ask a man for provisions. That's his job. That's what his job is supposed to be. And other races of women don't have a problem. As soon as they call you a gold digger in the Black community, you start backing up from provisions. I say stand firm on wanting provisions, because that will make him stand up and do what he needs to do. This 50-50, I don't believe
it's
it.
funny because they keep challenging Black women's earning potential. They keep challenging Black women's education, and they keep telling Black women that those things, her money doesn't matter, her education doesn't matter, all whilst asking her to go 50-50, all whilst complaining about paying another grown person's bills, all whilst asking her to be submissive, all whilst asking her to be a slave in the home by cooking, cleaning, going to work, picking up the kids, caring for the kids, bathing the kids, helping the kids with their homework, make sure she stays in shape, she stays young, she stays vibrant and beautiful, and also attended to his physical needs while he does one job.
Go to work.
But somehow that's supposed to be an even distribution of effort in a marriage.
But sis,
and yet
don't
they
waste your
wonder
time
why,
with them,
and
though.
yet they wonder why the divorce rate is so high. It's because the Black woman is tired of muling and carrying everything on her back and getting no support and nothing in return except for heartache and trouble.
And why is it that we have such a high? Why is it the reason for divorce rates mostly is because of money? There's a reason why we have divorce rates because of money.
Exactly. The peso man is in the house. JP is in the house.
Phyllis is in the house. Monica is in the house. Tomas is in the house. Act Natural Under Pressure is in the house. Tiff is in the house. All right. So what I'm going to do is open the panel up for a chat. We can chat now. It's open mic for a little while longer. I appreciate everybody coming through. This is cool. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Afro, do you have anything you want to drop?
I mean, not literally. You all put me in the backstage when I said it earlier. African American men, we really don't fall that short when compared to other men, especially when you compare us to Hispanic and Asian men who literally eat off of African American men's tax revenue via DACA and foreign aid. None of this is reciprocated.
Okay. We're not.
Number one, that's a lie, but let's move forward beyond that because Black men are costing more than what they're paying in. So miss me with that.
All right. Well, which one of these groups reciprocate the DACA and foreign aid that African American men give them?
What foreign aid and give me a number of what these African men are paying. African American men are paying. How much?
Yes, and I'm glad you asked me that. Over the accumulation of since 1965, African American.
1965? No, sir. We're not going back to 1965.
You asked me how much we paid.
No, we're not going back to 1965.
You might have forgot your question.
We're not time traveling. We're not doing time travel today.
All right, host. You say I'm not being argumentative. Are you able to see that, DJ Torch? I'm coming in peace. I don't know why she's arguing with me.
I'm hosting.
Yes.
And we're not leaping back to 1965.
Yes. We're talking about today, correct?
Yes.
So annually, African Americans pay literally trillions of dollars into DACA and foreign aid. None of this tax revenue is reciprocated back to the African American community.
Wait.
Yes.
Are you saying, is it African Americans or is it Americans that are paying trillions of dollars into DACA?
Well, clearly it's Americans, but right now we're only talking about African American men.
No, you're being disingenuous right there. Because the thing is this. Yeah, that I mean, the thing is this. The fact that obviously everybody pays into taxes, but to say that African Americans, and I'm one, and I'd love to say it, but we don't pay trillions ourselves into DACA. And number one, that's not what we're even here for. We're here to talk about something else.
Yeah. What was that statistic that African American men were costing the taxpayers?
50 billion.
50 billion?
50 billion.
So
50 billion.
So how does he square that? I don't
50 billion.
But
and on top
DJ
of that, to what he was saying,
All right.
Hispanic people pay into it too. Other immigrants pay that are now citizens pay into it too. So I'm confused by what you're talking about. African American people aren't paying some special tax
All
to
right,
support
DJ Torch.
anybody else.
Torch, can I ask you why I'm the only one being removed? May I ask that, please? I'm not cutting anyone off. They cutting me off. I'm not being argumentative.
Well, you're quite honestly, it's like this. You're bringing up DACA, right? Can you please look at the label of this live and see if DACA is in there?
Brother,
you're bringing up stuff that's more has to do with political, financial information that we're not talking about here.
No. We're comparing men against men. We're comparing men against men.
Can I finish?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
We may talk or make mention of certain items, but we're not meaning to sit on that item. When you start saying, "Oh yeah, DACA, blah blah blah," you're trying to make the live your own. The live change the meaning, which is not only the live but my whole damn genre. We're not here to talk about foreign people from other places taking money from the United States. We're just not here from that. Whether it's Black people paying into that as well, that's just not what we're here for. We're trying to focus on how we might pick here and there, but we're focusing more so on relationship situations.
All right, DJ, can I respond? Watch how brief this is. The sister literally asked me to compare men of African American descent to men of other ethnicities. I gave one example.
In the
You cut me
United
off a million
States.
times. DACA is a United States program, brother. You don't know that?
That has
DACA,
nothing to do with
has to
it.
do with immigration. So
In the
I'm
US.
not talking about
It's in the US.
I'm talking about people
See-
that are citizens
Yes,
that are doing
DACA is
that
in
are
the
doing-
US.
See, that's what I
is
mean.
an immigration program, sir. What are you
In the
talking
US.
about?
It's
It's
in
an
the US,
immigration-
family.
No, see, but that's
Obviously, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is compare yourself to citizens of the United States. Stop talking about immigration. We're not talking about immigration. I don't understand how you can't wrap your head around that.
Look. And look how unfair. Well, listen, DJ
No.
Chubbs, it's clear your
Okay.
bias. It's clear your bias, brother. It's
No,
all right.
what do you
We
mean?
can move forward.
Wait.
Now,
I got it. This time I muted you. Okay. I'm not only biased, but what biased to my co-producer? Biased to yes. Guilty as charged. Second, this is not your live. We are not talking about, you've come on here and one time you were talking about abortions when we weren't talking about abortions. You come on here, you're talking about immigration. We're not talking about immigration. Yes, we know immigration is the United States thing, but it's not what we're talking about. We're talking about black relationships. And every time you come on here and you derail the conversation on what we're talking about. Heathen Queen, feel free to chat. What are your thoughts?
I'm just trying to figure out why he can't accept the facts and data as they are stated.
Because he has an agenda. And the agenda is to detract. Because the last time, even in the chat, he talked about abortion, he talked about immigration, he wants to talk about foreign aid. Those are none of the subjects that we're talking about. Absolutely none of them. So if that causes us to be biased against that subject, yes, we are biased because it has absolutely nothing to do with you comparing yourselves to U.S. citizens, to people who are paying into the system. So you want to talk about people who aren't paying into the system. Then you're disingenuous by saying that Black Americans are paying some special tax as though, the unemployment and underemployment rate of Black men isn't draining the community. So no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Shout out to Marvel in the house. Shout out to Prism in the house. Shout out to Conscious Mind Love in the house. Shout out to Miss RV in the house. Shout out to Tiff, Jay Daniels, Siobhan, Henry Mars, Kim Lee Moon, Camo. Everybody, thank you for coming through. Let's keep this going. Now, Afro, look, it's not like you're not welcome here, but the topic, we like to stay on topic here. I know there are some panels that let you, kind of like freestyle or whatever. We're not we're not freestyling here. Not tonight. When you see something that says, when I release a video, a live, that's something like open mic or
after show.
Yeah, or something that has to do with the material you want to talk about. Feel free to come in and we welcome you here. But when you're trying to bend this into a anti, foreign aid thing and anti borderline, border wall, border whatever thing, it's not that's not what I want. And yes, I am biased against even talking about that. I don't want that kind of headache right now. It's important, yes. It ain't what we do here, though. I hope you understand.
Andre is on the panel.
Andre, welcome to the stage, Andre. What are your thoughts today?
Good evening, everybody. I was reading the last part, this last part here on the bottom that says struggle love, it's expected of us. And to a lot of these guys, they think that just because they're struggling, you're meant to struggle with them in a relationship, that's not what a relationship is about. Love should be a relationship is not supposed to be about struggling. It's supposed to be about striving, supplying, and also just lifting each other up. Just trying to completely build off one another. So I don't know where these guys come off thinking that we're all supposed to just struggle together, because these women, black women, are sick and tired of struggling. So they're going to do everything that they can to surpass. And we got to stop as men. We need to stop competing with women, because it doesn't work. It's really the most ignorant thing in the world is competing with women. You're not competing with women when it comes to jobs. You're not competing with women when it comes to other things in the world. You're competing with other men of different races in America. That's what you're competing with. That's your competition. You're not competing with people from overseas, like the dude was talking about African stuff. I muted it because he was going all over the place, and I'm sorry, I get confused and sleepy easily. So I don't compete with men overseas because it's different laws and it's different governments and it's a different type of life out there.
Brother, I was talking about in the U.S.
Hold on. I'm trying to compete as a man in America. I'm competing with men in America. I'm not trying to compete with women in the United States, especially black women. And I'm not trying to kick black women down in the United States because it doesn't serve a purpose. We're all
You're right.
black at the end of the day. It doesn't serve a purpose from kicking my fellow sister. If me and Gemini was in a relationship, I'm not going to kick Gemini down because why? Because she has a college degree. I'll be in her cheering section, cheering her on. That's what we lack, especially
But let's compare
right
ourselves to the other men, though. Let's do it, because we are not coming out short. We come out on top when we compare ourselves to Hispanic men. And really, if you all are willing to listen, I can tell you how we come out on top.
No, I have the short. I have the short. When it comes to certain people saying things, I have the shortest attention span, and then I'll just go off on the handle. DJ will tell you that. Gemini will tell you that. Heathen Queen. I try to be like calm and nice around Heathen Queen because I want her to like respect me. So so I try not to go off on the handle. So no offense to you, brother. I just don't. When it comes to certain subjects, I just black out and I just like try to skip
but
it.
we can compare ourselves to the other men, though. Really, let's not be afraid of that
No,
comparison.
we're not doing that right now. We've moved beyond that.
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm
miss,
trying
you
to
asked that.
I'm,
All right,
I'm
well, let's
trying to
move
stay
forward
on
then. You're right.
topic. I'm trying to stay on topic. And like I said, I just see struggle loves, and it just feels like we, the mammies and the dudes in the Black Manosphere, think that's what expected of us. And it's really not expected of us. We shouldn't be thinking that everybody should struggle together. No, we should all build together. We should all be happy that we're striving and we're supplying it and we're supporting. And that's not what we're doing right now. That's not what's being popularized. They keep glamorizing this BS fake dream that, oh, your woman's gonna be subservient to you. Your woman's gonna be like this, that, and the other thing. It's all lies. It's all lies just to get a paycheck from YouTube.
I do have
So
a question for Afro.
yeah.
Afro, what are your? Do you follow any Manosphere men, and if so, who they are, and why do you follow them?
I'll be honest with you. I heard the term manosphere before, but I can't, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. I literally, if you say the name of the people in the manosphere, I probably know who they are, but I don't know who the manosphere people are. So if you have any names that you would ask me how I feel about them,
Anton
that'd be
Daniels, Tommy Sotomayor,
Mhm.
Obsidian, the Kevin Samuels theory. Anybody who rehashes Kevin Samuels stuff.
Let me respond to that. All right. The first three you just named, I think it was Anton, Tommy, and what was the third one you said?
Obsidian.
Obsidian, and I'm glad you brought them up. Those three, I have ideological differences with because they, and I'm not trying to disrespect them. When I reached out to them about joining the Boycott Pearl initiative, I did not get a response. So, at the present moment, since they have not joined the initiative to boycott Pearl, I mean, I can't say that I agree with them. I'll put it that way.
Okay, so you do know that they actually support Pearl?
That's my point. So that's why I cannot be in agreement with them on, especially on that particular issue.
Okay, how about MTR?
What? And I'm not trying to be funny. What does that stand for?
Mediocre tutorial something. That guy. Okay.
I'm not. I never heard of him.
Okay. Okay. How about the Mammies? Let's go over the Mammies. Like, let's leave out Pearl because we all understand where she's coming from. How about undisputed security boss Chantelle Simone? What's her name? Courtney Michelle. Those, or even Melanie King.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh yeah, all right. I'll get right to it now. As far as the term mammy, now respectfully, you all are using it historically incorrectly. A mammy is a woman of African descent, particularly an African American woman that was subservient to the colonists, usually a Caucasian colonist. Now, the women you asked me about, as far as Courtney Michelle, I've seen a little bit of her content and I like what I seen. And same thing with Melanie King. I like how Melanie King stood up against Pearl. So I respect Melanie King for that.
Wait. How'd she do that?
When Pearl came out with the statement saying that she was anti-reparations, Melanie King came out against Pearl. Now I don't have any quotes, but you could search this out. It's not hard to find.
Okay, Heathen Queen and Gemini, you guys chat for a second. I want to pull something up real quick. Hold on.
Welcome to the panel, Alexander. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you,
Peace,
Alexander.
Oh, okay. Hi everybody. How is everybody doing? I just want to say I was listening to the whole thing when I was working. I'm on break right now, so and I was actually listening to a video of a black man, putting down two black women who brought houses, and what I got out of it was, I'm beginning to believe that black men who do that are jealous of black women, and they want black women to struggle with them. And I would say black women buying houses. I mean that is a good thing, in my opinion.
Facts.
But to black men who listens to the manosphere and who is insecure and stuff like that, they would say it's a bad thing. And I'm not against black women going to get their education and going to buy property. I'm not against that. And you know, what I've learned from the past few years is that black women are tired of struggling, and to shame black women into struggling with back into the struggle again, that ends of itself is wrong. And if I may say, a part of the insecurity of that insecuritiness. So
Thank you. Exactly, Alexander. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on your break. We appreciate it.
Right.
Go ahead, DJ.
Oh, he went somewhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to pipe in on the shaming women into taking less than what they deserve. Back in the day, we never were ashamed of asking for money, ashamed of being taken care of, ashamed of the contributions that men made to the relationship. The whole point is their contribution has went down, and then they wanted to keep it down or stay down, right? And we women and our accomplishments or our money factor has went up. And the problem is their income hasn't risen with our income. Just because your income has not risen with our income does not mean that you don't pay provisions. That's still your job to pay provisions, which means you need to come up to the level that we are at instead of trying to drag us down to the level that you are. That will get no kind of family or relationship. That will not do any good for any kind of family or relationship when you're trying to drag people to the lowest level that they can go. Why not reach for the stars, like by going to school, by doing everything you can to make as much money to provide as much as you can into this household? I just never did understand that until I started listening to people on here say, well, money is not important. Money is hella important. Money is very important in relationships. It's very important to be able to provide for kids, to provide for food and everything else. Money is extremely important.
Facts. Especially taxes. Very, very important.
Right.
All right. So let's play this. This is Melanie King at Pearlie's house, by the way. So let's see what's going on with her.
I will say, across the board, Black women are the lowest in terms of dating and marrying. In fact, actually, Black women are high in dating because we give up sex the most. We're for the streets. We're twerking. We're doing all type. We're doing.
All right. Did you know that? Did you know that actually Black women are half as promiscuous as Black men? Afro.
I mean, brother, I'm gonna be honest. I think African American men and women are both promiscuous. I don't know the ratio.
Do you want to know something? White women beat Black women for promiscuity.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I believe.
Okay, so I mean, it's just important to point that out, because the notion of, unless you want to compare black women to like Asian women, okay, we shouldn't think of that shouldn't even be coming out. All that stuff about guys calling people 304s, and especially Pearly with her sex parties that she has, right? And getting run through like she has, right? Well, how is she going to be calling black women? How is she going to be calling black women promiscuous when she does the mostest? You see, do you see where I'm going with this, right? So
no, I get your point.
That's why this what Melanie King is doing right here is, to me, as bad or worse than Pearly, because you expect it from Pearly, because basically, personally, myself, I grew up with women like her, and they're racist. But to hear this from Melanie King, especially looking as pitiful as she does in this video, like she's on a plantation, it's disgusting to hear. See, Caucasian men, they don't talk about their women like this. Caucasian women don't talk about their women like this. But black women, that's why this is called the MammieSphere. But black women, they have no problem talking about their own women like this. Check this out. Let's keep it going a little bit more.
Yeah, I will say, across the board, black women are the lowest in terms of dating and marrying. In fact, actually, black women are high in dating because we give up sex the most. We're for the streets. We're twerking. We're doing we're doing the most. We dominate rap in the
like, what in the world? She seems, I mean, only someone in a hostage situation would be this treasonous against the people that look like you. Like this is the most asinine type of foolishness that I've ever seen. Like, why would you get in front of a different country at that? She's in a different country saying these things about women in America. Like, if anybody's for the streets, it's you and the people that are listening to you and the people that are like you. So you don't get to speak for all African American women.
And you're right. She's wrong. I apologize. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
She's very wrong, and I agree with you. My problem is, with all due respect, we have to admit that even on the same panel, we do the same thing to black men. We say that black men are the lowest.
No, sir. No, sir. We
don't?
quantify what we're saying with data. So if she's not quantifying what she's saying with data, which we can prove her wrong with data, then she's wrong. And you don't do this. She's on a platform with a white woman saying this in Britain, in the UK.
Yeah, I agree she's wrong. But what I'm saying is, we on YouTube right now saying the same thing.
In other words, like I was saying, it's quantifiable. What we give the data and the statistics and what we're talking about is quantifiable. It would be different if we weren't. It would be different if we weren't backing up what we were saying with data.
No, I'm asking about the conclusion.
And if you sit back and be quiet, you might be able to see that.
That's what I'm asking. So the conclusion is, respectfully, we're saying collectively, I'll even include myself in this, even though I disagree, we're saying the data dictates that African American men are the lowest. She's saying that African American women are the lowest. I'm asking you respectfully.
No, sir. She's saying African American women are promiscuous and therefore the streets. Be specific about what you're talking about.
She said lowest verbatim.
When you say lowest, she specifically qualified what she was saying when she said we're the lowest by talking about promiscuity.
And I agree.
Did you not understand that?
No, so I'm asking you, what's the difference between her saying that, and I agree it's wrong, and us saying that African American men are the lowest, and we can't compare African American men to men of other ethnicities?
Qualify what you mean by the lowest when we say that. Do we not qualify that over here when we're talking?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that African American men are the lowest. I tried to argue against that, and I was put backstage.
No, sir, you're not understanding. You're not comprehending. I said qualify what you're talking about.
Yes, I tried to qualify, and I got put backstage. You might have forgot. Remember, I brought up how much tax revenue we pay?
I don't forget a lot, sir. I don't forget a lot.
And I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm at peace with you. I have love for you. Okay. When I brought up,
wait. Before you begin, I need to let you know, we operate a little bit differently here on this site. We put a lot of people backstage. We put back people if they're arguing, we put them backstage. If they're yelling, they're backstage. If they're interrupting, they put them backstage.
I put myself backstage.
If you notice the other panel members, they're waiting for their respectful time to speak. Now, I don't mind you. I mean, you can try to interrupt or whatever, but if that happens, just expect to go backstage. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, but I was being interrupted when I got put backstage, but it's all right. We can move forward, family.
Because it's not your show. And if you're interrupting or I'm interrupting you, it's probably for a reason. It's probably so we can move forward because we're not getting anywhere.
Right. So I'd like to kick out a shout out to Jenny in the house, Tiff is in the house, Monica's in the house, Maya's in the house, Siobhan is in the house, JP, I know you're up there somewhere. Nobody's in the house. Marvel is in the house. King Sigma is in the house. Kim Lee Moon is in the house. Let's keep this going a little bit further to see what else she's got to say. Yeah, okay, so let's go back to why I brought her up. I brought her up because you were saying that you were cool with her and that Melanie was trying to, was anti-Pearly, even though she got on a plane and then came back. Are you saying she got anti-Pearly after she got back? Or
after Pearl was exposed by Sarah in that footage saying that she was anti-reparations. Yes, this was after their interview.
Okay, so let's get past the reparations part. Do you believe? You've heard, you've heard Melanie talk poorly of her own people, correct?
Nah, I'm not even that familiar with her, but
we just played around.
How can you say that you like her when you're not familiar with her and you don't know what her content is?
Well, I literally just told you all how. But go ahead, DJ. You asked me about the footage right here. Yeah, I just heard this. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically about the footage right here. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is pretty off. I mean, this is pretty. Are you saying that this is not bad?
I literally just said she was cooning. I'm saying that we are equally as bad when we criticize African American men, say that African American men are at the bottom. But yeah, I don't agree with Melanie in this clip at all.
Okay, so why did you agree with her before? Because she's on Pearly's show. So you said that she was against Pearly, but it doesn't sound like she's against Pearly now.
Well, literally, because you pulled this clip up, you could literally pull Melanie King criticizing Pearly. It pops right up. I mean, she made multiple videos about it.
So do you think she's criticizing Pearly solely because of I don't even think she believes in reparations, to be honest with you.
Well,
let's see what happens.
She said she did, but yeah, let's listen. Go ahead.
I mean, wait a minute. So the only reason you like her is because she believes in reparations?
And she supports boycotting a Caucasian colonist. I support that, yes.
So after she's gone over the pond to talk disparaging about Black women, now that she's come back and you think she's come to her senses, she's all right with you because all of a sudden she's had some epiphany about something and she still feels the way she does about Black women, but because she feels good about reparations and she's talking good about Black men, you're for her.
No, I literally said she was cooning. You might have missed that part.
I heard exactly what you said. I just asked you a question.
So no, I don't support coons, miss. But if she's if she's anti-Pearl, I support that. And if she's pro-reparations, I definitely support that. So we can agree on.
So you're just supporting certain aspects of her, not her herself.
I'm saying her as a human being, I'm able to compartmentalize and agree with people on particular issues that we have common goals on. Yes.
So if you agreed with something that maybe dude said, what was his name? The dude that was on Pearly's show, the racist dude. So you feel like you can compartmentalize with him as well. Is that correct?
I mean, would you like to give an example, just so I'm clear?
Well, I'm sure he probably agrees with you about, and let's keep this freaking brief. It's just a moment. I'm sure he agrees with you as far as but the border is concerned, right?
All right, well, then what he need to do is reach out to his elected officials and let's team up to make that happen.
No, what I'm talking about is this. He is a racist. He would shoot you dead if he had the chance and he could.
And I would shoot him first.
No. We're not talking about you. I'm telling you how he thinks. Okay?
Yes.
I'm telling you how he thinks.
Yes,
so
sir.
Are you going to compartmentalize with him?
Well, brother, clearly you're not listening. He would have to compartmentalize with me.
No, you never said that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Let's just move on. This is. I mean, I can't. Like, I mean, we've tried, and I've exercised as much patience as I can exercise. So let's just move forward. I don't feel like doing this today.
Okay,
Give you a headache.
Let's listen to a little bit more.
Culture that is very sexual, especially in the US. So a lot of men see us as easy targets to, to have sex with. And
what's funny to me, let me pause it because this is going weird anyway. It's funny how she really actually told on herself, because she's saying that men see this as easy targets. That doesn't mean that it's black women's fault that's happening. And secondly, the fact that it's even more stupid because of the fact that other Caucasian women are more promiscuous than black women. And black men are twice as promiscuous as everybody. And I mean, actually, it's more than twice. But let's just round it off. So this is the weird thing and the problem with Melanie King, who's going to be our final Mammie of the evening. She refuses to even acknowledge that even though black men are if you want to call black women 304s, then black men, we are 604s. We are six because we're double the amount. We're double the amount. So the problem I have is that if, believe it or not, these mammies, in my opinion, are stunting the growth of black men that could be making the right choice. Now, don't get me wrong. A hardcore red pill black man, there's nothing you can do with them. They're toxic. They were toxic walking into the building. But a black man that's on the fence, she is now going to pull him over to the red pill negative side of things. He's not going to respect black women. He's not going to respect probably women in general, and he's going to turn out to be another failure. So, yeah. Heathen, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a sad state of affairs that even the average woman can come on here and get called a 304 because she's had 2 boyfriends and 1 child. When does that equate a woman being a 304 because she has 1 child or 2 children?
It doesn't. And it all it is a shaming tactic. It's a way, again, like I said, it's beyond time for us to separate our image, because this is what they do to our image. This is what black women like her do to our image. So it's time for us to reclaim our own image and start putting the narrative, start creating our own narrative, because they've been able to do it for far too long. Black women aren't 304s, even if they're no more 304s than a man or 304s. Why aren't they calling themselves 304s? Right.
And my whole thing is, why would you call anyone a 304 anyway? I mean, it's a shaming tactic. I get that, but the whole point is they have no shame. I mean, we can run down all. They have no shame whatsoever. Oh, you don't make as much money as we do. You don't know how to keep a job. You want to act up in the neighborhood. All these things we can list, but we would not be listing those things if you all stood up and did the things that we want you all to do.
I don't want them to do anything. It's beyond. It's beyond that for most of us. Whatever they do is whatever they do now. And again, it's up to them to change their own image. It's not up to black women to help them change their image. They need to change their own image. It's up to us to change what the face that they've put out for us to the world. So we have to reclaim it and change that ourselves, because we've allowed them to do it for far too long.
And we have the image of being a 304. And women like these, like this Melanie, it's like, I don't want to say we should be on code, but Jesus, why would you go all the way on the other side to their side, calling women 304? You might as well have said a 304. That is not the bulk of us. The bulk of us, and that's not even a high percentage of us. That
No,
would
it's not.
be the 304.
And that's the thing too, Heathen Queen. They like to talk about the small demographics that they're around. They like to talk about the women that they're around. They don't talk about the women that they can't. The women that they talk about in terms of the ones that they can't reach, or about education and saying that our money doesn't matter. See,
Right.
that's what they say about us, but they also want to label us 304s because they can't touch us, because
Right.
they know they couldn't approach us. So in order to make themselves feel good, because this is all about self-flagellation, like they just want they want to pump themselves up.
Right.
It's a way to make them feel better about themselves when they are at their lowest. So
now, here's my question. I have a question. If you had to have one sentence that said what was wrong with our black males, what would that sentence be?
Lack of discernment, lack of knowing who's there for them and who's not, and just lack of understanding that a lot of these people who they think are helping them, they aren't helping them, and they have to help themselves. You have to build yourself up in order to be a leader. You have to show leadership qualities. You can't just you can't just say I'm a king and have no kingdom. So
Right.
that's the main problem. I'm sorry, I'll stop
Gemini,
talking.
what you think?
I agree with Andre. There's a lack of leadership amongst them.
Mhm.
There's a problem with instant gratification. There's a problem with education. Literacy. I'll say there's a problem with literacy, not just education, but a problem with literacy. There's a problem with motivation and drive. There's a problem with actually looking at themselves and seeing outside of themselves to see the greater good.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, let's give Afro a chance at it. Afro, you heard the question. Go for it.
Afro.
Okay, he must be gone. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
No,
let's
he's there.
okay, let's summarize and then let's call it a day.
Okay. Oh well, I'll go first. I'll just go first quickly and say we really need to start letting women know that certain things we should not let men shame us into not asking for the things that we need in a relationship, regardless of whether that's with a white man, black man, whatever. We need to be able to stand up and say money is important, this is important, marriage is important, this is commitment is important, fidelity is important. These are the things we need to be able to stand up and say to these men. Okay, and then stand on those things that we say are important to us as women. That's all I have to say. Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, let me get mine out of the way real quick. Basically, it's like this. We went over some mammies today, and believe it or not, I got at least 5 more ready to go. But we don't want to be here for 12 hours, so the thing that bothers me about the mamming that's going on is it's not benefiting anyone. It doesn't benefit the men. They don't benefit the women. Neither does really the whole red pill theory. Pretty much you can take all of these people's talking points and they're exactly the same. So pretty much, believe it or not, Melanie and Pearly, they're from the same camp. They're from the same camp. One's just more, I don't know, really, quite honestly, the way that Melanie talks about black women, I'm not sure who's worse, to be honest with you. The key at the point of is that if you have to disparage black women to get to when knowing that black men aren't any better, then we have a problem. It's different if black men, if we were all 99% of us were lucrative businessmen or producers or whatever, that would be different. But we know that's not the case. So if you're barely, and if we're talking about men who are barely keeping up with black women, really, black men, we have nothing to say to black women. There's nothing we can say to a black woman, because more than likely, yes, you can point out a black woman here and there that could be doing worse or behaving worse. But for the most part, black women are less in prison than black men. Black women are buying houses more than black men are buying houses. Black women are getting education, while in the red pill system, they're telling you not to get educated. They're telling you to get some form of skill, which I agree with, if you get a skill. So this is the thing. The mammies are causing more damage to the black community than the woman they complain about. That's what's going down. That's what's going down. So until that changes, this could easily change, believe it or not. All black men have to do is up our game. All we need to do is up, and I don't mean in a sexual sense at all, because let me make that clear, because I don't want you guys to misconstrue what I'm saying. What I mean is up our value by doing valuable things, whether it be educating ourselves in a way, getting education, by getting a skill. By $60K is nothing, but we don't even make that much. Okay, making $60K look, and I understand, brothers, that we are discriminated against, okay? But the last person we need to be complaining to is black women. Maybe we can complain to black women about us being discriminated, but not complaining about black women. That doesn't make sense. We need to start to up our game with the situation we have now. Okay, you're going to be dealing with a certain level of discrimination. That's just a given. So have black women. They have had to deal with that as well. Okay, don't even worry. I tell you what, if you really have a problem with black women, don't worry about black women. Don't deal with them. I'm telling you, don't deal with. If you really are that obsessed, don't deal with black women. Just leave them away. Don't give them your negative energy, because that's all it is. What you need to do is focus on the job anyway. If you are not where you're supposed to be, if you're on here all day complaining about black women, there's something you need to work on. When I go fishing, I'm not complaining about, if I'm fishing in one river, I'm not complaining about how bad the fishing is at a lake. I'm focused on my biggest issue. And what the MammieSphere is doing, what mammies are doing, is they're distracting you. They're pickpocketing you. They're taking your money. They're taking your money so they can distract you more. Guess what for? To take more of your money. That's what the mammies do. Notice how they don't really give you a solution that works. Notice that. Notice they don't give you a solution that really works. That's like you can walk out of the MammieSphere and go, wow, I just got, my boss just hired me and made me a manager. Now I can afford a wife. No, they don't do that, do they? No, but you ignore it. There are people on here who can help you manage your bills, help you with your money. But I'll tell you one thing, they're not on the MammieSphere. And these same mammies that are complaining about black women, okay, and how bad they are, they're working for porn stars like Sotomayor. They'll side with Sotomayor. They'll side with Anton Daniels, who's a hothead, as you can see. And to me, he's just as bad as Pearly to me. They'll side with traffickers like Andrew Tate. They'll support them and then complain about black women. That's all you need to know. How's that going to help you? I'm done. I'd like to welcome Prism to the stage.
Hey, Prism. Can I go real quick and then I'll
yeah,
leave?
go for it, Andre.
Okay. Well, like you said, what the manosphere don't understand, and it all goes back to lack of leadership. They're too busy. They're searching for a mammy. Well, in this case, they're searching for a mammy, but they were searching for a pappy too. And all this stuff in the black manosphere, all these mammies and pappies failed them, and they've been failed. They've been lied to. So why don't you go and do something different? Why don't you go and look for something different? I'll go to other channels to clear my head. I like when DJ Troy says when he go fishing, he doesn't complain about women. Before I'm in my current state, before I had my accident, I was going to Comic Cons and stuff like that, and comics and stuff like that. Why? Because there was no complaining about women. Nobody complained about women and how bad women were. There were men and women together just having fun and just enjoying themselves. Find yourself a job. You need to find yourself a job. You can't be on. This isn't. These women, the mammies and the pappies of the black manosphere, they're harmful, and they're just piling upon the stereotypes that black men have. They just piling more and more stuff upon what we go through every day, and what people look at us every day, and we're not helping the situation. We're hurting the situation because we're acting like the things that we've been stereotyped as, and you're seeing yourself look like an idiot, and you're looking like an idiot. You're looking lost, and nobody wants to deal with you. Black women aren't going to deal with you. Black men with sense are laughing at you. White men with sense are laughing at you. You're being laughed at this whole month with this whole situation. Last month, these guys were being laughed at, and it's been hilarious to see. So just find yourself a job, find yourself a hobby, because this is not the way we need to go. That's all I gotta say. My back is killing me, so I'm gonna go get my medication. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Okay, you too, Andre.
Feel
Thank
better.
you. All right. I guess we're ready to go. Here we go.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar. Lugar para trabajar, y si no hay pues emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente